Hello, everyone. Today we have a special guest, and before I'm introducing my guest, I just introduce the podcast. So it is a Sell Like Her podcast. It's dedicated to inspire, empower women to pursue an excellent sales career by filling the gender gap, to live to the fullest of her potential, and to achieve financial independence. I'll be interviewing amazing, successful women sales leaders, CEOs from India and around the globe, where we discuss their sales journey, their challenges, their wins, and much more. So, my today guest is Rosalind. Hi, Rosalind. Welcome.
Good morning, Thilaga. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well and happy to have you here. Just I'll give you a little introduction about you. Rosalind have 30 years rich experience as an English
Mhm.
professor, and she's an author for a book 21 must do's for women in business to close more deals. And she's the owner and founder of Leadership Keys Unlimited. So this is a short intro. Now I would like Rosalind to give you summary to give the summary to us to the audience.
Oh, for
Over to you.
sure. Again, thank you for having me as a guest. I really do believe in my journey as an entrepreneur that is really critical, particularly for women, to be able to sell. To me, selling is a superpower. If you're able to sell your goods and your services, it's in my opinion, that is a ticket to wealth. So spending time really honing your sales skills because it's an art form. It takes time, but really paying attention to putting that on top of your list of things that you must do as a business owner is really, really, really critical. And in the beginning, I first decided to become an entrepreneur probably 20 years in to being a
Mm-hmm.
teacher. So I ran a business alongside of teaching. And what I found out is that I was great with content. Oh, I was great with all the content, great with the service that I provided. The problem was is that I was miserable when it came to selling. I actually hated selling. So that took me on a journey because after a while, if you can't sell, are you in business? No. No. So I was forced to get into a program, and I did. I got into a sales program where I learned a 9-step sales system and I changed my mindset, worked hard on my mindset and best practices. And what I learned is once I got that system underneath my belt, I was able to close sales more consistently. The first time I used my sales system, I was able to close a $2,500 deal with Chick-fil-A and then another one and then another one. I was consistent because I had a system. And that was just really surprising for me. And I changed my business to focus on sales because I wanted to help other people who, like where I was. I wanted them to be as proficient in sales as I've become.
Wow, that's really good. It's a big transition, right? Like being a professor and moving to business, and then you found without sales there is no business, right?
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
yeah. So since you come from a professor background, I just curious, like, do you really see a complementary, the teaching quality for a salesperson?
Absolutely. In my program that I run for entrepreneurs, it's a 6-month program. Of course, it's based on a lot of teaching, and teaching never changes. So, my ability to teach, to communicate to you, to teach in different ways, because believe it or not, every participant that I have in my program, they're different. They learn in different ways. All of that comes into play as I'm trying to offer my service. So I feel like I'm a better a service provider because
Mm-hmm.
because I can teach. I can instill this information in a faster way in my participants in those entrepreneurs who want to learn the 9-step system, who need to change their mindset and learn best practices, I can help them do it faster because of what I've learned in all of these years of teaching. Even though, I've taught little children all the way up to
Mm,
college age students, and good teaching doesn't change. It doesn't change.
mm.
Yeah. So I think it's very
Okay.
important.
So, as a sales trainer, your teaching profession is really helping you, right?
Yes. So I'm really teaching them because my goal is to make sure that after 6 months that they're able to generate more income on their own. And in
Mm,
our program, what I think is really important and really sets us apart is that there's a part of our program where the first time we meet, we work, that's when I'm teaching, doing the teaching. The second time that we meet is action oriented. So this is like a sales lab where we're doing role playing. That's teaching. That's a very specific way of teaching, where they're actually running lead generation or running a sales call where they're getting questions answered. So there's a lot of support in our program. And that's another thing that I've learned as a teacher. The more support that you can give to someone in the beginning, or even as they're learning something more deeply, again, the faster they learn, the more thoroughly they learn, the more they get a really big result.
yeah, I remember the other day when we spoke, you also mentioned that not only to the sales guys, you also want sales managers together learn your program, right?
Yes, I think it's really really important. Again, if you're understanding that sales is an art form and that every aspect of the sales process can be improved upon. I can be better at lead generate. I can be better at being able to show the benefits of my program. I can be better at handling objections. We can always improve, and I think that with that in mind, and also because we're in a group situation and format, what I bring is my knowledge and my expertise. But as a group, there's that group synergy. I'm telling you, when you bring minds together, people who have been entrepreneurs for, they might have maybe new to being an entrepreneur, or they've been an entrepreneur for years. You bring all that experience together in one room. Oh my goodness, people really do come out learning a lot more. So it's important, yes, for sales managers. It's important for all entrepreneurs who really want to increase sales.
And how important you see business owners should learn, undergo the sales trainings?
Well, what I have found, which is interesting to me as a sales trainer, I will find here and there entrepreneurs who've never been trained in sales.
Mm.
And that always surprises me because I think it is the sales is the very bedrock. It's the very basic thing that I think an entrepreneur should be learning. And when you have someone who they lack a sales system, it means that they're selling inconsistently because they'll sell to this person one way, they'll sell to that person a different way, they'll sell to that person an extremely different way. They have no system. And if you have no system, there's no way of being predictable, of having predictable steps that make sense, that creates results over and over again. And you're leaving money on the table when you
Mm.
lack a sales system. You really are. So putting together a system that's effective is really important, and every entrepreneur should have that on the top of their list to do.
Some companies, they feel, training is an investment, for a company, for a salesperson. Only product training, if they learn, that is sufficient. How do you see that?
That well, listen, the bottom line, training is just a cost that I think managers, business owners, they just need to accept if you're going to be good at anything, you need to be trained. And in the final analysis, you save a lot of time, energy, frustration training your people, making sure that they get good. It's going to help the bottom line. And
Mm.
look, the cost of training is going to be absorbed in the fact that here you are making one sale after another. So training is just, to me, it's just a no-brainer. Training your people is it should be something that's very important to do. And there's lots of different ways. There's a lot of different ways to that you can cut costs in training. But nonetheless, I think that training is the responsibility of the department, of the manager, to make sure that their people know their stuff and have a system that they can rely on.
Wow, that makes sense. Since you are a professor, I want to ask one question. Like, if I am a salesperson, how important for me that that teaching quality? I being a teacher,
At you being a teacher, how important that is as a sales, as an
sales.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a social seller for the most part, even though I'm doing more in-person events and things. Listen, I think that as entrepreneurs, we're always teaching. I know I have a Facebook group, and I know a lot of other social sellers who have Facebook groups. They're doing podcasts like this. They're doing Facebook lives. They are writing blogs. And so that ability to be able to state an issue, a problem that perhaps their prospect deals with, and the many ways that you can solve it, you know,
Mm.
that is teaching. And to be able to do it in a simplified way, to be able to teach is to take complex ideas
Wow.
and to make them simple so that the audience, your audience can go, got it. And so that they can self-select themselves to go into your Facebook. They want to learn more from you. So they'll sign up for your Facebook group, or they'll sign up for your blog. They want to learn more from you. So I find that good entrepreneurs, the best, are good teachers. They're able to communicate ideas and to do it in a simple way that allows the prospect to go, oh, I didn't know that. What a perspective. I want to learn more from Rosalind. I want to sign up for her webinar because I want to learn more from her. So I think we have to be good teachers. And it's nice to be able to do that in an entertaining way too.
Yeah, I totally agree to you. If any new product or new technology, something you're going to convey to them, which can solve their problem, you have to mainly teach them. Okay, whatever you use and whatever I'm going to give, this is what the benefit you're going to get. You're basically teaching them to understand so that their life become better by using your product, right?
Absolutely. I solve your problems in this way, and let me expound on that. And then a call to action. And that takes time to be able to, I think, because we're getting into copywriting, which is a form of sales, of course,
Mm-hmm.
sales
Yeah.
on paper. And that ability to do that is what sets you apart from others and gets you recognized. The ability to educate. Yes. Yes.
And let's talk about your book, 21 Must Do's for Women in Business to Close More Deals.
Yes. That's my latest book, my first book on sales. I am very much dedicated to women. I
Mhm.
want to see them achieve in sales. And here's the thing, Delaga, there's so many traits and attributes that we have as women that we're blind to. We don't see the traits that we have. We don't see how important some of the things that we have that is really, really important to push a sale forward. We have it. We have that ability to relate. to a prospect. I believe relationship and sales go hand in hand, and we're experts at that. So many of us, though, we minimize it, or we dismiss it. We don't think it's a big deal. It's everything. And so, what the book is about is really helping women, particularly in sales, to have structure. I give exercises, I give structure. I try to, again, share ideas and strategies that help our female entrepreneurs confidence, gain confidence, to give them permission to, for
Mhm.
instance, charge what they are worth. I see that sometimes that's an issue among our
Yeah.
female entrepreneurs. We undercharge. We're giving
Yes.
out the very best. Oh, we're so good at coaching. We're so good at what we do, and we undercharge. We're not even able to keep the lights on in our house because we were undercharging. Those are the myths. Those are the things that I'm looking to break through. Things such as, another thing that I have found with a lot of my female entrepreneurs is that sometimes when it comes to objection handling, especially when they're more newbies, when they're new entrepreneurs, objection handling, hearing no's can sometimes feel like rejection for us. And I know that I had to overcome that too early on in my career. When I would
Mhm.
hear a no, oh my goodness, it was personal. It was personal rejection. And you would find me, instead of continuing to sell, instead of getting over it, I would just procrastinate, and you could see me on the sidelines, licking my wounds instead of getting back on the horse and going to the next prospect and selling. So again, these are the things that we need to overcome, these self-imposed barriers, so that we can be the dynamos, the sales dynamos that we are. We are powerful. We just need to own it. And that's what I'm trying to help our female entrepreneurs do.
Okay. But do you see more women entrepreneurs coming in, you know, moving forward?
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely, for sure. Because I think women make some of the best salespeople are around, because
Mm-hmm.
of that. The biggest thing is the empathy, the ability to listen, because we build relationship, because we are really able to show that we care. We care about that person getting a breakthrough. We care about that prospect being able to solve the problem. This is how you can solve it. So yeah, I'm seeing that when we come into our own, and there's a lot of badass female salespeople out there. It's really gratifying to see. I love seeing it. They're out there. Yes.
What's your advice to women in sales, women in business?
This is me again. This comes in part from being a teacher, and it comes in part from being trained in psychology. I think that it's really important that we women, well, all entrepreneurs, but particularly women, that we keep from being isolated. Sales can be a very isolating activity. We're by ourselves, we're trying to make sales quotas in isolation. That's why, for my mega sales program, that we come together as a community, a sales community, where we are helping each other hit income goals, hit the sales goals. And so I would tell any female in business to make sure that you get connected. Now, when I say community can be two or more people, but that you're just not doing sales alone. That you're constantly making sure that you get your sales skills sharpened by having coaches, always having coaches, and to believe. Sometimes we as women need coaches to believe in us before we can even believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what coaches have done for me. Sometimes they saw things in me that I couldn't see in me, and they would see it, and they would encourage me to own it, and they would give me what I needed to do to own it, and I grew substantially, and that's the advice I would give a woman in business: is don't do it alone. Get a coach, get a community, get accountability partners to help you to succeed, and you can succeed beyond your wildest dreams.
Wow, that's a great advice. The most important I liked is believe in yourself. I think that's more important for any woman to succeed.
Yes, absolutely. To believe in ourselves is, I think, a big thing. And to be honest with you, Thilaga, women, I don't know, not all women, but women of my generation, I'm a boomer. Okay, I'm a boomer. We grew up, women, we grew up. I grew up where, I looked cute. I had my little barrettes in my hair and a beautiful little dress growing up and my beautiful shoes. I was taught to be beautiful, to be quiet,
Mhm.
to be agreeable, never argue, to make sure that everybody was happy. That's how I grew up. And when I was little, guess what? It worked. I was a teacher's pet. But when you become an adult and you get into to business, oh my goodness, you have to undo all of
Yeah.
that teaching. You have to undo it. And you have to learn how to be assertive. You have to learn how to be visible. You have to learn how to be able to be bold and to stand out from the crowd. Well, guess what? That takes some time if you were raised the way I was raised.
Mm. Yeah. We are almost in the end of the session. Okay. Two more questions. One is like, what is the daily habits which really helping you to become success? Maybe in terms of sales habits or personal development habits. Something you can share which we can follow it.
You know, I think a lot of this is simple, and that is to show up and to show up consistently. So again, I'm a social seller, so I have to make sure that I'm on Facebook every day. Being consistent, I have an actual schedule that I follow. I follow a schedule like I follow the schedule for my 9 to 5. So in the morning, I'm doing X, Y, Z, or I'll do a Facebook Live every Wednesday, or I'm writing for my blog every Monday, no matter how I feel, no matter how much I want to go look at TV. I I stick to the program. I like to do a lot of coffee chats to get to know people, to talk to people. Guess what? That's part of my schedule. So what I would say is that it is the consistency that you show other people out there. You're showing other people, hey, I'm serious about what I do, and I'm an expert that shows up every day. You can count on me to be here on Monday, to be there on Thursday. And I know that that builds the know, like, and trust factor when you don't know who's watching you. Like, you don't know who's watching you.
Very true.
But, but people are watching to see, is she for real? Is she an expert? Do I like her personality? So I have to be very serious about my business and about how I want to change the world. I realize that for me, it's important to help women and men, but women in particular, to find the sweet spot between being able to transform someone's life and to get paid well. That is my mission, is to help you
Wow.
get paid well for the transformation you can provide for your client. And there's no negotiation there. That's why I live and breathe.
Wow. I loved it, like changing others' life as well as get paid well. Both
Yes.
should go together.
Yes.
The last one, like, what is your secret of success?
Secret of success. Again, this is my perspective, but I have found that the more successful that we get, the more we need to focus on personal development. Personal development is just as important as my ability to know the 9-step sales system. That's really, really important because this is what happens. And Thilaga, I know that this is probably true for you too, is that on your journey to being an entrepreneur, guess what? You start seeing your faults. You start seeing, oh my goodness, I get triggered here. Oh my goodness, I have a problem with believing in myself there. Oh my goodness, I have this horrible pattern that I keep doing over and over again. Every time I deal with adversity, I want to throw in the towel. You start seeing things about yourself that you need
Mm.
to heal, you need to heal, you need to grow out of. So that means that, there have been times when I've been been with a therapist, or I've been in a support group, or,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, being an entrepreneur really does show all of your warts, and it shows all the things that you need to work on. And I think working on ourselves gives us more permission when we grow up. Then that means that, whoa, it's easier for me to ask for that high ticket price. When
Mm.
I keep growing up and becoming a better version of myself, guess what? Rosalind's more. I'm so bold now. Thilaga, I am bold. I will say what
Wow.
I have to say, and whoo, I don't. But you know what? That took a long time for me to develop. I was a very shy child. I never talked up. I never spoke up. But for me to be as bold and as talkative as I am now, some of my childhood friends, they will tell you, they will say, "Is that Rosalind?" Yeah. These are the things that I had to become if I was going to be an entrepreneur, and if I was going to do my mission. So I would tell anyone, please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get into some personal development because it is going to pay big dividends in the end.
Wow, that's wonderful. The shy baby become a bold woman sales trainer now.
Yes, yes. It took time, but I'm very proud of that. I have come a long way. And most, we all have that journey. We all have
Yeah,
that journey.
yeah. And so, how audience can connect to you?
Yes, so I do have a Facebook group, Sales Made Simple, because I'm trying to help women and men, but I'm focused on women, particularly for the month of this month in November. My birthday month is November. I focus on women in sales, and and we go through the book 21 Must Do's for Women in Business to make more sales. And so I would ask people to become part of my Facebook group. I want you to get to learn, who is this Rosalind? What is she about? Can I learn from this lady? And so I would ask you just to get on Facebook and look for Sales Made Simple. And I can position your business to make 6+ figures, to have a regular income. So I want you to join the journey. So on Facebook, you're going to be looking for Sales Made Simple. And Thilaga, I don't know. I put the link to my group in
I
the
will
chat,
put.
here. And so maybe they could. Uh,
I can put in the description of YouTube
okay, and
as
I
well
would
as the
love for you.
podcast show notes. Your link will be there.
Nice, nice. And I can let everyone know from there what other offerings that I have for the audience.
You know what? My birthday also falls in November month, so we can celebrate together.
Yes, we can. When is your birthday?
22nd,
Okay, yes, yes, yes. Mine is the 8th.
8th.
And,
Okay,
and
okay.
Talaga, I take the whole month. The whole month of November, I
Wow.
I party.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're celebrating the whole month of the
That's
day
right.
one.
All my friends they get a day to celebrate me. My friends get a different day. They schedule these, but
Oh, wow.
to be honest with you, it probably lasts for 2.5 weeks, and then I run out of friends to to take me to dinner. But yeah, I have a good time.
Maybe one or the other year I'll come on November to your home, so we both together can have a nice time with along with your friends.
Absolutely, we can share a cupcake. Yes.
Yeah, nice to have you here, Rosalind. Wonderful
Absolutely,
talking.
it's been my absolute pleasure, and I hope I've been of service.
100%, yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye
Take
now.
care. Bye.